nothing to it. You've probably been hearing me say that for a while. Nothing to it. Have you noticed that it's clearer how true that is? That there's really nothing to it? You know, I remember hearing my teacher saying things like that, thinking, yeah. They say that, but then there's a footnote, there's a loophole. It's kind of nothing to it. But the more time you spend marinating in this beingness, the clearer it is. There is nothing to it. Anything we try to do is just flailing around within it. And you do as much flailing as you feel you need to until you run out of gas and just hang out here. Here in nothing, in no thing, the space of nothing, in which all the things play. So it makes sense that the method for hanging out in nothing is to do nothing. Makes perfect sense. You know what? Oh, Uncle Dean's going to read you a story. This is a lovely book by Patrick McDonnell called The Gift of Nothing. It was a special day. Can you see the pictures here? It was a special day. And Mooch wanted to give his best friend Earl a gift. So here's Mooch, and here's Earl.
Doggies?
I think Mooch is a cat. Yeah, Mooch appears to be a cat. Mooch wanted to give his best friend Earl a gift. But what to get him? He had a bowl. He had a bed. He had a chewy toy. Squeak! He had it all. There's Earl on his bed with his bowl and his chewy toy going squeak. Mooch thought and thought. What do you get someone who has everything? Nothing. He would give Earl the gift of nothing. But in this world filled with so many somethings, where could he find nothing? Mooch often heard Frank say, I guess Frank seems to be the token human being in this story. Mooch often heard Frank say there was nothing on TV. But as far as Mooch could tell, there was always something on TV. The TV's going blah, 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 blah. Mooch often heard Doozy and her friends say there was nothing to do. But as far as Mooch could tell, everybody was always doing something. Always doing something. Millie came home from the store and said there was nothing to buy. So Mooch went shopping. Here's the, looks like Costco. And you see here's a little Mooch down in the corner. Observing, contemplating. The whole thing, buy, sale, sale. I love the pictures in this. Mooch looked up and down every aisle. He found many, many somethings. The latest this, the newest that. But as far as he could tell, nothing was not for sale. So Mooch went home. Poor little discouraged looking Mooch. So Mooch went home and sat on his pillow. Okay, you gotta get a good look at this picture. He sat on his pillow. Right. And just stayed still, as cats often do. And not looking for it, he found nothing. Okay? Not looking for, notice by the way in here he's purring. He's purring, that's his mantra. That's his, Maybe next session we'll purr. I can do it. I have some cat DNA. So not looking for it, he found nothing. So he went and got a box and put nothing in it. Then Mooch thought, maybe Earl deserves more than this. So he got a bigger box. Now, that's plenty of nothing. And then you see him making tracks over to Earl's house. For me, said Earl. Mooch, you didn't have to give me anything. Who told him, thought Mooch. Earl opened Mooch's gift. And you see him looking into question mark. There's nothing here, said Earl. Yeah, said Mooch, nothing. Yeah, said Mooch, nothing but me and you. Oh. So Mooch and Earl just stayed still. So now we got the song up, practicing together. So Mooch and Earl just stayed still and enjoyed nothing. And everything. Patrick McDonald, The Gift of Nothing. Recommend. Christmas is coming. Wouldn't this be a good gift to give people? Give people the gift of nothing.
That would be redundant.
It would be meta. But he's really got it all in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's such a beautiful story.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
And well told.
Yeah, yeah. It's so pure. It's so spare. You know, and he never says meditation. And you know, I'm always saying I want to get rid of that word meditation, but he doesn't. He never just sitting still till he found nothing by not looking for it, and then sharing it. Right. That's the whole. In in Buddhist teaching, that's the whole what's called bodhicitta, the sharing of awakening, the sharing of awakening with other beings. And the fact that once you sit there, you enjoy nothing and everything, right? That's the Mahayana in Buddhist terms. That's the great vehicle. The fact that to find this nothing is not to reject the everything, it's to embrace the everything. Because everything is here within nothing. Everything abides in nothing. It doesn't change anything. It just, except that it's all becomes there to enjoy. I wrote a song once. I have to check back in my computer. I can't remember all the words, but it went something like nothing left to learn, nothing left to know, nothing left to something, nowhere left to go. Thanks for nothing, thank you for nothing, thanks for nothing, thank you so much. I'll have to work on that. Okay. Any questions or observations about anything? Anything or nothing? Okay, let's
It's
just.
hard to hold on to my observation.
Good.
Like you said.
Perfect.
I'm like, there was
Perfect.
something you were talking about how it's harder to form your thought. Like, that's
Great.
happening a lot now.
Great, yeah. There's no rule
Harder
that
to make
says
things go where I want them to go.
no rule that says we have to yak here. Make up some stuff to say. So let's do some more practice.
And the moon is with us right there.
The moon is with us.
Full moon right
Oh,
there.
let me take a look.
Yeah, well now it's a little bit covered, but it was completely right there. See the full
Oh, yeah.
moon? Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a special night tonight.
Yeah. You know that the moon traditionally is associated with the teacher, the guru. The sun is associated with the ultimate, the absolute truth, the nothing, the shunyata, the Brahman, the infinite, whatever word we want to use that's inherently too much. So the sun is like it, and then the moon is that which reflects it. And that's the job of the guru, that's the job of the teacher. So the full moon is like the full reflection. So it's like, oh yeah, there's the guru in her or his like full power. And in the Hindu world, the full moon after the summer solstice, the full moon in July, that's out of the whole year, that's considered to be, I guess because it's after the solstice, summer solstice, so that's, the longest day, like it's like the sunniest sun, and then comes the full moon after that. And that day is called Guru Purnama, means like full guru. So that's the day, which is great. We have Christmas, we have Easter, and they have this, Guru. It's basically Guru Day.
Do you bring apples to your teachers?
Yeah. Oh, they do. Much more. Basically, yeah, they bring apples to the teacher, but much more elaborate. The traditions. You're dropping rose petals on your teacher's feet and all this, cool stuff like that. So, let's go in with a mantra. The MOOLA mantra. This mantra, don't worry about what it means, but basically what it tells the whole story of existence and awareness and enlightenment. Sachidananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameda Shri Bhagavate Namaha. Sachidananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Shri Bhagavate Namaha. Paramatma. Shri Bhagavati Shri Bhagavate
song? What is the story of the song?
Yeah, that song, that mantra, is called the MOOLA mantra. If you like that, you can. Yeah, I know it's a funny sounding name in English because it's got nothing to do with money. Actually, it's got everything to do with everything. And so you can find recordings of different people singing that or chanting it online. Just, if you're interested, MOOLA, you'll see it spelled, I think, different ways because it's transliterated from Sanskrit. But it'll probably be MOOLA. It might be MULA, or it might be an H at the end, If we break it down, if you're interested, and notice that what we're going to do now is not important because you just let it wash over you and you got the truth of it is, kind of on that vibrational level. Sometimes it's best to just leave it at that. But then we can also enjoy unpacking the meaning of it a little bit, according to my very imperfect understanding. And there's always layers beneath layers beneath layers of meanings. And you'll take a mantra like this, which I believe is ancient. It's been, chanted for centuries and centuries, and all the different sages will write commentaries on it and just unpack layer upon layer out of every word, every syllable. My old teacher Maharishi he'd want to tell us about the Rig Veda, which is the Vedas are the oldest scriptures, and the Rig Veda is the oldest of the four Vedas. And he'd start with the first line of the first hymn. The first one goes, Agnim mile purohitam yagyasya devam ritvijam hotaram ratnadhatamam. And so he would go to unpack that, and he would lecture. He would go on for hours about the first syllable. The first word, how meets g, and that yields the ni, and the and and like all the building blocks, they're like the elements. So that it's like seeing the universe being created. Like out of the Big Bang comes the hydrogen and then the helium, and then they combine and you get the next thing. Very close to that. Actually, that first word, agnim, literally means fire. It's like it's the spark plug of creation. But this one, what is there to say about Om? Om it's the all, it's the everything, it's the sum total of all vibrations. It's the beginning, the middle, and the end, the alpha, the omega.
And nothing.
Nothing. It's nothing and everything. Om Sachit Ananda. So Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat is being, pure, infinite beingness. In other words, that which we rest in meditation, and which we're resting in all the time. Sat. Chit, awareness, pure, featureless awareness, and awareness devoid of content, prior to content. In other words, that which we rest in meditation all of the time. Just looking at it from a different angle. Oh, it's beingness. Oh, it's awareness. We could say infinite beingness, but also we could put like equal signs between these things. Sat equals Chit. Beingness is non-different from awareness. Beingness is not inert, it's not dead, it's by nature, it's intrinsically aware. And when you put those two things together, you get one more equal sign, Ananda, bliss. Bliss. All the happiness, all the enjoyment, right? What did we do? What did Mooch and Earl do with nothing and everything? They enjoyed them. the enjoyment. It's intrinsically enjoyable. And all the joy we're trying to be in, that we're trying to find in all the different things, we do find it in all the parts of everything, because it's the inherent nature of the infinite nothing. Sat equals Chit equals Ananda. Being equals awareness equals bliss. So it's Om Sachidananda Para Brahma. So Para Brahma. Para means supreme, transcendent. Para, it's like in English, paramount, the tip top. I always think of it whenever I go to a Paramount picture, see that mountain. I go, yeah, it's the tip top, that's the Everest, the Meru, right? So, and Brahma, the infinite. So all these things are connected with equal signs. So Om, beingness equals awareness equals bliss equals supreme, transcendental, the infinite, the vast, Brahma, the vastness, the infinite. That which is the furthest most, the biggest. We're trying to know that which is to be known, that's Brahma. That's it. So Sachidananda Para Brahma Purushottama. Purushottama is, so Purusha is like the, a little bit vague on this one. Purusha is like nature, where like out of, everything we've said so far sounds kind of abstract, like abstract, pure beingness, pure awareness, pure bliss, pure Brahma, pure infinite. And then, but out of that it's like manifests as nature, as Purushottama, as the what appears to be a person. It's kind of like out of this becomes personhood, becomes like, it's like Adam coming out of God. We find ourselves somehow, that which is we know, it becomes clearer and clearer to us, oh, I am beingness, I am awareness, but somehow I keep on being I keep being a person also. So that person that we are sort of is like also infinite personness, Purushottama, something like that. Para Brahma Purushottama Paramatma. So again, para or param, supreme Atma. The Atma is the Atman. Atman means the self. Self. I want to know yourself, know thyself, right, is the foundation of Western philosophy, Western investigation. Know thyself. Let's see, well, what am I? Am I this body? No. Am I these thoughts? No. Am I this history? We go through all this, so we eliminate. What's left is Atman. It's just the pure selfness, this pure I-ness. The knower, the knower in its purity. Because all this other stuff, like the body, well, that's something that's known. The thoughts, right? How many times have we talked about this? The thoughts, the emotions, the history, the supposed history that we seem to recall, is all what's known. The knower, just the I, this pure I-ness. Param Atma, supreme I, supreme self, equals Para Brahma, the supreme infinite. Paramatma. Shri Bhagavati. Shri is a term of like respect, reverence. Bhagavat means like blessed one, divine one. Bhagavat. Bhagavati, T is or E is the feminine ending. So this is like we look around us now, looking at all the everythings, all the everyones, and what do we see? Oh, they're all manifestations of this divine nothing, this divine, this infinite beingness, awareness, bliss. So we could say they're all gods, or God. So what we have is Shri Bhagavati Samet. I'll talk about Sameta in a minute. Sameta Shri Bhagavate. So Shri Bhagavati, Shri Bhagavate. What we see is divine, and then E, the feminine ending, and then A, the masculine ending. In other words, all we see is goddess and God. All we see is manifestation of that infinite, whether it's as in feminine form or in masculine form. And by the way, females always first, ladies first. Right? But what is this word in between Bhagavati and Bhagavate? Sameta. Shri Bhagavati Sameta. Shri Bhagavate. Sameta means same, sameness, equivalent, united. You see sometimes these pictures of these icons of like half goddess, half god, like Shiva and Mrs. Shiva, Parvati, and one half of the body of the god it'll be male on one side, female on the other side. And then again, there's all these layers of what this stuff means. And one layer is that the knower, the known, the I, the subject, is like the male, and the female is the object, is the known. It's the lover and the beloved. That's the level where I'd like to translate it. Because all this knowing of each other, all this experiencing of me and you, and me and the chair, and me and the door, and me and you, and me and you, all this knowing of each other, all this interacting with each other, when we realize that we're not different things, it's all the same one infinite bliss, just knowing each other, knowing itself, interacting with itself, then all those interactions are love. And each one is the lover and is the beloved, united, one, non-different, non-dual, sameta. So when you get this whole picture, there's only one thing you can say about it. Namaha. Namaha means, I surrender. I bow to that reality we've just described. What can you say but I bow down, I surrender, Namaha. Om Sachidananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha. So next time we will meet not on Tuesday, we'll be meeting on Sunday, November 24th, because if by the time we get to Tuesday, we're getting close to Thanksgiving and people are leaving town and getting busy cooking up the yams and the cranberries, whatever. So it'll be Sunday the 24th, as always. You'll get an email alert a few days before, and it's on my website. So may all beings swiftly realize their true nature, Sat Chit Ananda, Parabrahma, Purushottama, Paramatma. The enjoyment, the pure happiness they've been looking for everywhere and forgetting to look nowhere, in the nothing. And thus may all strife and dissatisfaction spontaneously dissolve into harmony and peace everywhere. Excuse me. I just forgot how this one goes. I'm so much in this, the other one. Help me out here, someone.
Loka.
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino